I told you I would check your science workbook page with you, so I'm on 213 of your workbook packet. It looks like this. The inner planets. We have Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Which planet is the only planet with liquid water? Your answer should have been Earth in cursive. Which cloud-covered planet has been visited by space probes? Venus. Which planet is known as the red planet? Mars. What is Mercury's position in the solar system? Well, in our little rhyme, my very excellent mother just served us nachos. The M stands for Mercury, so Mercury is first in the distance from the sun. All right, the outer planets, which is on the back. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and baby Pluto. Which of the outer planets rotates on its side? Uranus. Yes, some people say it Uranus, but I don't like to. Which planet is the largest? Jupiter. In fact, Jupiter has so much gas and so much heat stored in it that if it were to explode, it would destroy some of the other planets in its area. It would become a star. What are Saturn's rings made up of? Saturn is known for its thousands of beautiful rings. They are made up of different sized bits of ice and rock. So ice and rock. Probably from the creation of the other planets. Chunks just flew all over the place. You ever thrown something and it broke, like a piece of glass? Or at least you would know what it would do. It's going to shatter. So when the planets were created, some of them bombarded into each other, and then their pieces flew out. And some pieces were big, like they predict the moon, and it stayed in our orbit, and we kept it on our leash. And that was a really big piece of rock, the moon. And then other pieces were smaller, like asteroids or meteors, and they floated off and pulled into the orbit of another planet. So Saturn has enough gravity that it keeps chunks of ice and rock by it. Which two planets have great big spots on them? Jupiter has the great red spot. It's essentially a huge hurricane, constantly going. And Neptune has a great dark spot. The same thing, a huge hurricane constantly spinning. It has permanent fuel because the planet's made of all gas. It doesn't hit a mountain or a landform and stop. They don't have water in them, just gas. All right, I'm on 215. A tool that makes faraway objects appear larger, closer, and clearer is a telescope. I have one. I just bought it from Toys R Us, and it's pretty good, actually. So if you ever can get your hands on a telescope, it is a neat toy. The first 4 planets that are the closest to the sun are called the inner planets. They are on the inside portion of the sun's orbit. A hot glowing ball of gas is called a star. And they are spherical, they are round. The sun and all the objects that orbit it make up the solar system. And last night I was showing you maybe I didn't post it yet, the Skyview free app. Every star has its own system. It just depends on how big of the space junk that it orbited, it pulled in, it gravitated toward it. So our solar system has huge planets, and luckily we get to live on this one. But other stars don't have planets or much circulating around them. Ours is a pretty cool spot. Thank the Lord for this cool spot, huh? He made it very special for us. The last 5 planets that are farthest from the sun are called the outer planets. You will often hear them referred to as the gas giants because they are large and gassy. Telescopes gather light with mirrors and a curved piece of glass called a lens. large body of rock, or gas that orbits the sun is called a planet. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are all rock-like. And then Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are all gas. I answered this question. How do the inner planets differ from the outer planets? So I'm going to write inner on one line and outer on the other. The inner planets are rocky and small, while the outer planets are gassy and large. We good there? Moving on. That's because you're so smart. The blank is made up of the sun and all the objects that orbit it. Solar system. Kind of a small blank. Do your best with your cursive there. A blank is a large body of rock or gas that orbits the sun, planet. The planet that is known for its beautiful rings is Saturn. The small planet at the very end of the solar system that scientists really don't know much about is Pluto. And notice all of these planets have capital letters. They are their formal names. Your name is capitalized. The great red spot is found on Jupiter, while the great dark spot is found on Neptune. A planet that has some frozen water on it is Mars. So it's red in the center, and then it's a little bit icy on top and bottom. Earth is the same way, but we're not red in the center. We're blue and green with land, but we are frozen at the top and at the bottom. And I think that's because we're just far enough away from the sun that we're not a completely warm planet. We have areas that don't receive enough sunlight to be hot. If you have any questions on your science review or your science packet, let me know. And I'm going to post the eyewitness video that you guys love. I recorded it the other day, and there's a couple of times the audio stopped, so you'll see me in the screen. But anyway, if you have any questions, just let me know. Tomorrow I'm going to read a book to you about the planets. So be looking forward to that video. See you later.